Okay, my name's Matt. I'm here for Select Start Media. I'm here with
I'm Tim.
Tom.
Chris.
Tim, Tom, and Chris. We're here at the Wollongong Game Jam 2013. We're going to discuss the theme now because we're going to release this later on.
Sure.
So the theme is a heartbeat. Now, how have you guys taken that theme to? How have you used that theme?
Well, we had all sorts of crazy ideas. We nearly took an approach of this kind of flying through the air, collecting things as you go sort of idea, and then last minute we threw that away, and now we're going for a 3D platformer. So we think something. It's a bit bigger in scope, but we sort of want a challenge. We've done a few game jams before, so
You've been here before, yeah.
yeah. Well, we've done this one last year, and we've done a few in Brisbane as well.
All the same team? You've done
More or less. We usually have more people, so
Okay.
it'll be interesting. Yeah, we usually have a team of 6.
So you all have very defined roles, then, I guess, within this team.
Yeah, programming artist and
Well, I'm doing
Chris
level
is
design
doing
and
level
stuff.
design, maybe some programming. We'll see.
And do you have any experience in the industry? Like, have you had a game release or anything?
Yeah, so I work for Convict Interactive.
Oh, yeah.
We're sort of on indefinite hiatus right now, but we've been around for 2 years.
Yep.
And I'm doing some other work with a couple of other Sydney studios right now.
Sure. Anyone else?
Tom's done some work for us, a whole bunch of art. And
Yeah, I'm more of a hobbyist.
Yep. Oh, yeah, fair enough. So you're at the Game Jam for fun, I assume, or you're here for something like to further your careers?
No, it's just for the sake of making
Yeah.
games. So
Fair enough. So, the idea, the theme is the heart. When you saw that theme, were you excited by that, or was it a bit of a letdown for you?
What do you guys think?
I was excited. I thought it was something really different, really out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's a very
all
unusual
kinds of
thing,
things
yeah.
could come out of it.
It's quite nice. It's so broad, but in a good sense. It's really easy to come up with some really strong themes from it. So you could come up with something really rhythmic from the rhythm of the beat, or just any kind of analogy of heart or blood or anything like that.
So, say for example, I know if you just scrap the whole idea and start it again, you might not have heaps at the moment. But say for example, I've sat down with the computer in front of me. I'm going to play a game. Just the idea, not necessarily what you completed yet,
Yeah.
but just your idea. What will I experience?
Okay. In really short terms, it'll kind of be like a 3D Super Meat Boy. So.
Fair enough. That's so interesting.
Yeah, a little character.
It's inventive, to say the least. It's unique.
So there'll be a cute little character bouncing around, leaving splatters of blood all over the place. And we're not going for a punishment platformer. There's not going to be a lot of death in it. It's more just about collecting and exploring the environment.
So where's the heartbeat come into it, like actual being set?
Well, the heart is the character. So
Oh, okay.
the character is a little heart that runs around, hence why he leaves blood behind.
That's fair enough. That's unique.
The shell of a plot that we have now is that the owner of the heart has become heartbroken because his family has just died, and so the heart has kind of exploded out of his chest, and it's running around collecting mementos of his family to try to cheer him up, and so end game it'll kind of like jump back in his chest, and for some reason he'll be all better.
It's a very charming idea, a very morose plot underneath, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that something you wanted to explore when you heard that theme, or is that just something that spawned out of?
Well, the original idea kind of had the impression that it was just any game with a heart thrown in, and kind of didn't fit the theme strong. So we wanted to have something a bit closer to the theme. And it's always nice to have something a little bit emotive or evocative.
Oh, for sure. And that will, if you can pull that off,
Yeah.
that can be really sort of gut-wrenching.
Yeah, so we want to do something like that. So it's not going to be like really intense, but we just want to have sort of a reason for people to want to see what the end is like.
And is the focus going to be more on gameplay or on that sort of plot? Are you trying to focus them like one or the other, or are you going to try and balance it?
Gameplay first,
Yeah.
because people are only experiencing 3 to 5 minutes of it, especially the judges. We want them to at least have fun during that period. But if they want to take the time and explore it more, they'll find at least a little bit of story.
And in your plot, I don't want to drag this on too long, but your plot, are you going to get that sort of in the braid sort of sense of just words on the screen, or are you going to do a much more like a portal sort of thing where you experience it as you're playing?
I don't want to use words too much. It's better if you can avoid them. So what the gameplay is you run around a house. So the guy's crying in his bed, and you run around the house collecting mementos, and the mementos kind of tell the story. So one one of them will be a photo of the family,
Okay.
and another one will be like a toy or a hairband or something.
And then it's up to the player to sort of piece together what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
And so for you guys, and with your respective roles, can you foresee any sort of problems arising? So it's very, it's a good idea. It's about, I'm looking forward to playing it, but can you guys, all three of you for that matter, foresee any issues that are going to come up in the next 48 hours that might sort of hinder your progress?
Well, as a modeler, I've got to basically create a full 3D house. So that's a lot of assets that I'll have to create. So hopefully,
No, that could be too tricky. Have you?
Kind of like the issue I probably have is trying to make Tom's job easier.
Yep.
Like trying to design the levels in the way that we can kind of use a lot of his assets, like repeating over.
Yep.
So we don't have to make too many items that are
Yeah.
only used once.
For sure.
We need to find this delicate balance between something that kind of looks like it should be a house, but also is populated enough. If we have a bare, empty house, then there's nothing to do. There's no point in playing the game. So we need to have things going on.
And so it's all going to take place within one house, is it?
Yes, yeah, and so you move between rooms because you're hard, you're
Yeah.
quite small. So like getting up onto a table is a task, and that's kind of the idea. It's this kind of giant world, kind of like an Alice in Wonderland thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we're talking about like a third-person 3D platformer.
yeah, something like that.
sort of like a 3D Mario
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be excellent. So thanks for your time.
Yeah, not a
I'll get
problem.
back to it. I'll play.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.